Russia has launched its first moon mission in almost 50 years.
Well, NASA and the Canadian Space Agency have announced which 4 astronauts will head to the moon.
For the first time, China's space agency has launched a civilian astronaut into orbit.
Shining a light on the dark side of the universe. That's the task of a new mission by the European Space Agency that's set to launch on Saturday.
In ancient times, even the wisest of Homo sapiens assumed that the Earth was flat. It was then that some curious people explored the real truth, shattering the misconceptions of their era. Similarly, moons were once only meant for night gazing, and the idea of humans ever setting foot on them was deemed beyond the realm of possibility. However, Neil Armstrong's historic moonwalk in 1969 proved everyone wrong, marking a giant leap for humanity. Today, humanity is once again setting its sights on the seemingly impossible, embarking on a journey to explore space and unravel the mysteries of the cosmos. Leading space agencies such as ISRO, NASA, ROSCOSMOS, ESA, CNSA, and CSA stand at the forefront of this cosmic exploration, relentlessly pushing the boundaries of knowledge. While there are also private companies like SpaceX actively engaged in these pursuits, we will focus our discussion on state-funded agencies. Each of these agencies has played a vital role in advancing space exploration. Today, we will compare their missions, achievements, and contributions to the cosmos. In space exploration, different space agencies have their own strengths. ISRO is known for being cost-effective. ROSCOSMOS has a history of great achievements. ESA shows great international collaboration. CNSA is growing quickly with big missions. CSA is excellent in both space science and tech. Each agency has its unique strengths in the cosmic stage. With a rich history in pioneering missions and groundbreaking discoveries, ISRO has etched its name as a global leader in the world of space science and technology. This remarkable institution, with an annual budget of $1.5 billion, has emerged as the National Space Agency of India. But NASA's landmark achievements, such as the Apollo 11 moon landing and the Hubble Space Telescope, demonstrate its exceptional contributions to space exploration. Its rich history of discovery and innovation distinguishes NASA as a leader in cosmic exploration. Established in 1958 with an annual budget of $20.7 billion, NASA's goal is to uncover the secrets of the universe and use space for peaceful purposes. One of its crucial roles is overseeing the civil space program. From exploring our home planet to venturing into the depths of space, NASA's hands reach far and wide. They delve into aeronautics research, understand the science of flight, and conduct extensive space research, pushing the boundaries of our knowledge. They started their journey with Project Mercury and continued through Project Gemini, the iconic Apollo moon landing missions, Skylab, and the Space Shuttle. NASA has been the guiding light for American space exploration, leading us through the cosmos. They actively support the International Space Station, fostering international cooperation in the realm of space. In 1972, NASA sought a cost-effective and reusable spacecraft to replace the single-use Apollo program. President Nixon's announcement led to the development of the Space Shuttle, featuring solid rocket boosters, an orbiter module, and an external fuel tank. NASA overcame challenges, including developing a new heat shield with ceramic tiles and enabling landings like a glider. Space Shuttle Columbia. 9 years later, in 1981, the Space Shuttle Columbia successfully launched, marking the start of a reusable spacecraft era. 4 other shuttles, Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour, followed, collectively completing 135 missions until 2011. These efforts paved the way for international collaboration on the International Space Station, ISS, advancing space exploration. In 1972, NASA's Pioneer 10 probe became the first human-made object to traverse the asteroid belt and observe Jupiter. Juno, launched in 2011, continues Jupiter's exploration, studying its gravitational fields and turbulent atmosphere. Juno, powered by 30-foot solar arrays, set a record for solar-powered spacecraft's distance from the Sun in 2016. Currently, Juno orbits Jupiter closely, revealing deep jet streams within its iconic bands. While Pioneer 10 and Juno explore Jupiter, another spacecraft launched 2 years before Pioneer 10, achieved an even more compelling feat, saving a human crew lost in space. Alan Shepard was the first American astronaut to orbit Earth on May 5, 1961. Although he wasn't the first human in space, Shepard's mission marked NASA's entry into human spaceflight. The launch was delayed due to minor equipment checks and cloud cover, but eventually took place successfully at 9:34 a.m. Shepard spent 15 minutes and 28 seconds in Earth orbit, paving the way for future NASA missions. Just 20 days after Alan Shepard's orbit, President Kennedy announced NASA's moon mission, starting the Apollo program. It took 8 years with a tragic setback in Apollo 1. Apollo 11 in 1969 was the first to land men on the moon, with Neil Armstrong's iconic words. Some believe it was staged, but it was a monumental achievement. 5 more Apollo missions followed, with only a dozen astronauts ever walking on the moon. Gene Cernan of Apollo 17 was the last. NASA's Curiosity rover. NASA's Curiosity rover, a nuclear-powered vehicle on Mars, has made significant contributions to our understanding of the Red Planet. Weighing 1,982 pounds and measuring 10 feet long, it landed in 2012 and has been exploring ever since. Curiosity has discovered compelling evidence suggesting the past presence of both liquid water and organic molecules on Mars, shedding light on the planet's history and potential habitability. Notably, Curiosity has also become an internet sensation with a Twitter account run by NASA's social media team, boasting 3.94 million followers. And now NASA has missions to return to the moon using the Orion spacecraft and Space Launch System, connecting past and future lunar exploration. NASA tweeted on the 5th of September 2022, "Isn't this refreshing? Denser air during the Martian winter means record productivity for MOXIE, the oxygen extraction experiment on our @NASA Persevere rover. MOXIE demonstrates tech that could help future human explorers breathe on Mars." While NASA's historic moon landing stands out, CNSA's Chang'e missions to the moon have gained attention. Founded in 1993, this agency is mainly responsible for China's space endeavors, all while being headquartered in Hedian, Beijing, with an annual budget of about $11 billion. Despite its relatively short history, the CNSA has made quite a mark in the world of space exploration. Chang'e 5 marked a significant milestone as the 5th lunar exploration mission within the Chinese Lunar Exploration Program, overseen by the China National Space Administration (CNSA). This mission stood out as China's inaugural lunar sample return endeavor, honoring the Chinese moon goddess Chang'e in line with its predecessors. The historic journey commenced on November 23, 2020 at 2030 UTC, with a launch from the Wenchang spacecraft launch site, located on Hainan Island. After a successful voyage, the spacecraft gradually touched down on the moon's surface on December 1, 2020. Chang'e 5 accomplished the remarkable feat of collecting approximately 1,731 grams of lunar samples, including samples from a core that extended approximately 1 meter into the lunar surface. This invaluable lunar material was safely transported back to Earth, culminating in a triumphant return at 1759 UTC on December 16, 2020. Notably, this mission broke a decades-long hiatus, marking the first lunar sample return mission since the Soviet Union's Luna 24 mission in 1976. By achieving this feat, China joined the elite ranks of the United States and the Soviet Union as the third nation to successfully retrieve samples from the lunar surface. They brought material back from the moon with Chang'e 5, collecting pieces of the moon to study and learn from. The CNSA achieved another milestone by becoming the second agency to successfully land a rover on Mars with Tianwen-1. But the CNSA is not the one that actually builds and launches these spacecraft. They are the guiding hand, setting the course and overseeing the missions. The China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation is the one responsible for executing China's state space programs. When it comes to sending humans to space, the CNSA has another partner, the China Manned Space Agency. They take charge of the China Manned Space Program, working hand in hand with the CNSA to make human spaceflight a reality. While CNSA has garnered attention with missions like Tianwen-1, CSA has a track record of excellence in space science and technology, contributing significantly to international space endeavors and advancing our understanding of the cosmos. It was established in 1990 by the Canadian Space Agency Act and serves as the National Space Agency of Canada. CSA has been a collaborating partner with international space agencies like NASA, ISRO, JAXA, and CNSA for years. Since the 1970s, it has held cooperating state status with the European Space Agency, ESA, allowing Canada to contribute financially, provide scientific instruments, and participate in optional ESA programs. This unique relationship was renewed in 2010, extending until 2020, and enabled Canadian firms to bid for ESA contracts while ensuring a fair industrial return to Canada. The president of CSA led the Canadian delegation to ESA. Canadarm2. In addition to its international collaborations, Canada has made significant contributions to the global space effort. Notable achievements include the development and deployment of the Canadarm on the Space Shuttle and Canadarm2 on the International Space Station, ISS. Canada's contribution to the ISS is the $1.3 billion mobile servicing system, comprising Canadarm2, SSRMS, Dextry, SPDM, Mobile Base System, MBS, and multiple robotics workstations, enhancing the ISS's operational capabilities. The use of the Advanced Space Vision System in Canadarm, Canadarm2, and Dextry has improved the efficiency of these robotic arms. Additionally, Canada's Orbiter Boom Sensor System, initially an extension for the original Canadarm to inspect the Space Shuttle's thermal protection system in orbit, was adapted for use with Canadarm2, enhancing the ISS's capabilities. After completing its contributions to the International Space Station and launching RadarSat-2 in 2007, the CSA faced a need for new projects. RadarSat Constellation. In 2008, Canada began designing the RadarSat constellation with a $40 million contract from MDA, and they launched these satellites in 2019. Funding in the 2009 federal budget also supported preliminary design work for lunar/Martian rovers. Canada is investing $2.05 billion in the Lunar Gateway project, including Canadarm3 development. They are partnering with NASA on a lunar rover for the Artemis program, set to launch by 2026. CSA explored small satellite launch options in places like Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, and CFB Suffield, but no funding has been confirmed for these projects. A new launch facility in Canso, Nova Scotia will be ready by 2024-2025 for commercial Ukrainian Cyclone 4M rocket launches, but CSA's involvement is not yet announced. On the other hand, ESA's collaborative efforts have resulted in missions like the Rosetta spacecraft, which successfully landed a probe on a comet, Comet 67P Churyumov-Gerasimenko, in 2014. With its headquarters in Paris and a dedicated team of about 2,200 people as of 2018, ESA is Europe's cosmic guide. While ESA may not have the biggest budget in the universe, they've made a significant impact with their annual budget of around $7 billion. One of ESA's key roles is contributing to the International Space Station program, a celestial home for astronauts from around the globe. ERS-1. In 1991, ESA launched its first Earth observation satellite, ERS-1, which was a milestone in European space technology. ERS-1 paved the way for satellite-based monitoring of the Earth's atmosphere, land, oceans, and ice. ERS-2 joined in 1995, and they operated together for 9 months, providing valuable data. These missions exceeded their design lifetimes, delivering 20 years of continuous Earth data. ERS satellites contributed to over 5,000 projects and 4,000 scientific publications, advancing our understanding of the Earth. They enabled detailed land mapping, precise sea surface temperature measurements for ocean research, monitoring of changing ice cover, and study of atmospheric ozone. ERS-2 had the Global Ozone Monitoring Experiment, GOM, which expanded our knowledge of the ozone layer. Their legacy continues with successor missions like ENVISAT and Copernicus Sentinels. Closer to home, ESA's keen eye on Earth helps us better understand our own planet. They use satellites to monitor the environment, track weather patterns, and study the changing climate. ESA's Cosmic Toolbox includes telecommunication, with satellites for phone calls, internet, and TV. They act as space-based Wi-Fi routers. ESA designs powerful launch vehicles like Ariane 6 to send satellites and spacecraft into space. Rockets launch from the Guyana Space Center in French Guiana, maintained by ESA. ESA collaborates with NASA on the Orion spacecraft service module for the Space Launch System. Mirko Albani, Heritage Missions Manager at ESA, said, "The ERS program has provided a stream of data which has changed our view of the world in which we live. It has provided us with new insights on our planet, the chemistry of our atmosphere, the behavior of our oceans, and the effects of mankind's activity on our environment, creating new opportunities for scientific research and applications." While ESA focuses on international collaboration, ROSCOSMOS has a more historical perspective, which is Russia's space agency with an annual budget of around $3.27 billion. Established in the 1950s as part of the Soviet space program, ROSCOSMOS has been guiding Russia's journey into space for decades. ROSCOSMOS is like the keeper of Russia's space dreams. It all began with the Soviet space program, and when the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991, ROSCOSMOS emerged. It started as the Russian Space Agency, went through a few name changes, and became the Federal Space Agency, ROSCOSMOS, in 2004. ROSCOSMOS operates from its headquarters in Moscow with its main mission control center in the nearby city of Korolyov. The Yuri Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center, where astronauts prepare for their cosmic journeys, is located in Star City in Moscow Oblast. Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. When it's time to launch, ROSCOSMOS has two main launch facilities: Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, where the world's first satellite was launched, and the upcoming Vostochny Cosmodrome in the Russian Far East are set to make history. ROSCOSMOS is under the guidance of Yuri Borisov, steering Russia's cosmic ambitions into the future. ROSCOSMOS has an impressive track record. They launched the world's first satellite, which marked the dawn of the space age. They also sent the first human into space and built the first space station, Salyut. These milestones shaped the history of space exploration. Partnerships. Today, ROSCOSMOS is a major partner in the International Space Station, where astronauts from around the world live and work together in space. ROSCOSMOS is setting its sights high, announcing the construction of its new headquarters in Moscow, the National Space Center. ROSCOSMOS is a key partner in the International Space Station program, having contributed essential modules like Zarya and Zvezda, launched by Proton rockets. These modules were later joined by NASA's Unity module. The Rassvet module, used for cargo storage and spacecraft docking, was launched aboard Space Shuttle Atlantis. The final planned component, Nayuka, was attached to the ISS in July 2021 after multiple launch delays. ROSCOSMOS launches crews on Soyuz TMA and supplies the ISS with Progress transporters. They sold seats to NASA for about $21 million per person and provided Progress transport for $50 million each. ROSCOSMOS enabled space tourism through space adventures, costing at least $20 million per trip for 6 tourists. Geopolitical tensions, like the 2022 invasion of Ukraine, raised concerns about ISS collaboration, but resupply missions continued in 2022 and 2023. And let's not forget the Astronaut Corps, the first of its kind in the world's history. These brave individuals undergo rigorous training at the Yuri Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center, preparing to venture into the unknown. While ROSCOSMOS has long been recognized for the launch of the first artificial satellite, Sputnik 1, ISRO has its own impressive legacy and is known for its achievements like Mars Orbiter mission, record-breaking satellite launches, and cost-effective space missions that have expanded India's space exploration capabilities while contributing to scientific research and international collaborations. Now, let's go back in history and explore how it all started. In the early 1960s, the need for space research was acknowledged by the visionary Jawaharlal Nehru. Under his presence, the Indian National Committee for Space Research, INCOSPAR, was born in 1962. This humble beginning would ultimately evolve into the mighty ISRO, Officially established in 1969, operating under the Department of Atomic Energy, DAE, ISRO's roots were deeply embedded in space, and its growth was unstoppable. In 1972, recognizing ISRO's potential and significance, the Indian government set up the Space Commission and integrated ISRO into the Department of Space, DOS. This monumentous step formalized India's commitment to space exploration and research. Since then, ISRO has been managed by the DOS, overseeing not only ISRO, but also several other institutions in India dedicated to astronomy and space technology. Aryabhata. One of ISRO's most iconic milestones was the launch of India's maiden satellite Aryabhata aboard a Soviet spacecraft in 1975. This marked India's first step into the cosmos. In 1980, ISRO soared to new heights with the successful launch of the satellite RS-1 using the SLV rocket, becoming the seventh nation worldwide capable of orbital launches. This was just the beginning. The agency has since developed numerous medium-lift launch vehicles, rocket engines, satellite systems, and networks, catapulting India into the forefront of space exploration. It's a testament to ISRO's prowess that they've successfully launched hundreds of domestic and foreign satellites and embarked on various deep space missions, venturing further into the mysteries of the cosmos, the world's largest constellation of remote sensing satellites. Beyond launching satellites, ISRO manages the world's largest constellation of remote sensing satellites, serving as the eyes in the sky for various purposes. The agency also operates the Gagyan and IRNSS Navik satellite navigation systems, providing crucial positioning and navigation services to a multitude of sectors. ISRO's audacity extends beyond Earth. They've sent 3 missions to the Moon, each contributing to our understanding of our celestial neighbor. And in 2013, India celebrated a historic achievement as the Mars Orbiter mission, or Mangalyaan, successfully entered Martian orbit. ISRO became the 4th space agency globally to reach the Red Planet. These missions not only expand our scientific horizons, but also fill us with pride. ISRO's impact transcends the boundaries of space. Their initiatives have played a pivotal role in shaping India's socio-economic landscape, from aiding in disaster management to enabling telemedicine and facilitating navigation and reconnaissance missions. ISRO's contributions touch every facet of Indian life. Their trailblazing research has birthed numerous spin-off technologies that have found applications in India's engineering and medical industries. In the end, regardless of all the comparisons, it's important to remember that space exploration should be a collective effort, where each space agency's unique strengths and contributions enrich our understanding of the universe. Together, we can continue to expand our knowledge of the cosmos and unlock the mysteries of the universe for the benefit of all. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more.